Okay, so for the next one, congruency. Alright, so for this one, scaffolded practice worksheet 1. Now, what does congruency means? This chapter is quite easy actually. It just means the two shapes are exactly the same. So that means their sides are the same, the angles are the same. Alright, so two figures are congruent with the same shape, same size. Alright, which could also be like alternatively same lengths and same angles, right? Because if they're the same shape, same size, their lengths and angles are the same. Now we don't use this symbol anymore, right? Okay, so we don't use, it's an old symbol. This is read as congruent. Okay, congruent, but the answer should be congruent. Okay, so for this worksheet, the worksheet will use the symbol, but by right, it's not really, we don't use it anymore. We will just say that they are congruent. Okay, so if they are congruent and the triangle is corresponding to another triangle, usually the alphabets are following the same order. So A is correspondent to P, B is to Q, C is to R. So in congruent figures, congruent sides are equal, okay, and so are the angles. Okay, sum of triangle is 180 degrees. Okay, and this one you learned just now, 180, and side point n minus 2. Okay, n minus 2 meaning how many triangles you can draw within the polygon. Okay, so first question, not many, section 1. Okay, the two write down a congruent statement and name the congruent part. Okay, so congruent vertices, A is to P, B is to Q, C is to R. Corresponding sides, AB corresponds to PQ, BC is to QR, CA is to PR. Congruent angles, A is to P, B is to Q, C is to R. So this one is quite straightforward. Okay, so you can probably do this on your own. Vertices, D is to S, E is to T, F is to U. Right, then you can follow what they're writing, corresponding vertices. Okay, then corresponding side is D is ST, EF is TU, FD is US. Okay, corresponding sides. Okay, angle D is to S, E is to T, F is to U. Okay, corresponding angles. Okay, so you do write down the 3 pairs of corresponding sides and the 3 pairs of corresponding angles. Okay, so K is to X, L is to Y, M is to Z. Okay, for sides. Okay, so this one should be angles then. My mistake. Okay, so this one sides, right? So is KL is to XY. LM is to YZ. And MK is to ZX. Okay, then what are the 3 corresponding angles? Okay, angle K is to angle X. Angle L is to angle Z. Angle Y. And angle M is to angle Z. Okay, explain why we cannot write ABCD is similar to PRQ when in fact ABC is correspond to PQR. Is because B corresponds to Q, not R. Right? It's because angle B or vertex B corresponds to angle Q and not angle R. Okay, so the order really matters for corresponding angles, all triangles actually. So to find out is it congruent, compare every side angle by position, tick marks show equal sides. Okay, some shapes are not enough, the figures must be same size, two circles of different radii are same shape but not congruent. Alright, so in effect, what they're trying to say is you must check that all three sides are the same and all the angles are the same before we can say that they are congruent. So example, let's look at the we do, fill in the blanks. Okay, this one is I do, we do. Okay, sides of pairs of sides I should compare with PQ with WX. Right, QR with XY. RS with YZ. SP with ZW. They are congruent if only all four pairs of sides and all four pairs of angle are equal. Right, and my conclusion is it is congruent because, right, all four pairs of angles and sides are equal. Okay, state two condition that both must hold for two polygons to be congruent. Okay, all sides and all angles must be the same. Okay, I think we need to add one more word here which is important. All corresponding sides. And all corresponding angles must be the same. Okay, we need to be specific. So square has sides 4. Are they congruent? No. Okay, no they are not. Not. Okay, because not all four sides are the same length. Okay, easier. Okay, so finding an unknown length, so basically we're just doing comparison, right? So we know that A corresponds to, if I were to look at it, they put there A, B, C corresponds to D, right? And then B corresponds to E, and then F corresponds to C. So if this is the case, then we know that AB is the same as DE, right? AB is the same as DE. So this actually by comparison would be 5, right? And then BC will be 3, FD will be 4. Right, so D will actually be 37 degrees, E will be actually 53 degrees, and C will be 180 minus these two, which would be 90, right? 180 divided minus 90, so this should be 90. Oh, am I right? No, I'm wrong. 10, 40, 50, 90. Okay, but this don't look like 90, right? So the diagram is off. Okay, never mind. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so corresponding A is to P, B is to Q, and C is to R. So AB is PQ, and CA is RP. Okay, corresponding, so PQ equals to AB equals to 8 cm, right? So we follow the reasoning. Corresponding sides of congruent angles, right? Okay, then RP will be RP will be CA. Okay, which is 6 cm. Again, corresponding sides of congruent angles. Okay, in the diagram, quadrilateral PQR, ABC equals to PQR. Okay. Given that QR equals to 4.8, find BC. So let's draw it out. Okay, so let's say I say ABC, okay, quadrilateral. So we just draw quadrilateral, assuming it's a four-sided figure. So I'm going to write A, B, C, D, then PQRS. PQRS. Alright, so QR is 4.8, which corresponds to BC. So, alright, so we can say that QR BC equals to QR equals to 4.8 cm. Okay, reason corresponding sides of congruent angles. Okay, so next one, ABC equals to DEF. Okay, ABC equals to DEF. If AB equals to 5, BC is 0. Find that, write down DE. Okay, so we know that ABC, okay, let's draw a triangle. ABC, DE, F. So if AB is 5, DE is also 5. EF will be BC. So BC is 12. And then FD will be CA. So it's 13 cm. Okay, so it's right easy. Okay, this one is really quite easy. Okay, now let's find the unknown angle. Okay, so technically speaking, this 75 should be inside. Okay, the AI is not that good at creating diagrams. Now, sum of angle of polygon. Now, we don't have to use this. We know it's a four-sided figure, so it's 360. But it shows that this formula works for all polygons of any size, be it 3 onwards, right? Okay, so once you know that the total angle is 360, you just minus off 132, 72, and 75, which you get C, which we find out it is 80 degrees. Okay, so now they want us to find QRS. Now, A with P, okay, B, Q, C, R, and D, S. Okay, so PQ, so they want to find QRS. QRS would be BCD. So QRS is the same as angle C, which we found as 80. Okay, so angle C is 80 degrees. C corresponds to R, so it's also 80 degree, and R is QRS, angle QRS also. Okay, next one. So same thing, sum of triangle ABC equals to 180 degrees. We know that A is 50, B is 60, equals to 180 degrees. Okay, not sure what the line is for. I think never mind, just ignore. Okay, so we know that 180 minus 110 is 70 degrees. Alright, so this one, angle single triangle, triangle equals to 180 degrees. Okay, so DEF, ABC is now E. Angle DF should correspond to angle DFE, sorry. DFE will be ACB, okay, which equals to 70 degrees, okay, corresponding angles of congruent triangles. Okay, so we reach almost to the last part. Right, then we're done. Okay, so triangle ABC is equals to DEF, given that ABC equals to 90, BAC equals to 67.4. Cool reasons. Okay, so we know this. Alright, so we know that ABC means angle B, BAC means angle A. So angle ABC plus angle BAC plus angle ACB, right? We want to find angle C equals to 180 degrees. Right, angles in the triangle. Equals to 180 degrees. Okay, so from here we know our angle ACB equals to 180 minus 90 minus 67.4. So 90 minus 67.4, you get 0.6. Right, 90, 89, 22. Alright, so 6 plus 4, 1, 3, 3, 7, 10, 90. Okay. Show the angles and step. Okay, find DFE. So DFE will be the same as ACB, right? So angle DFE equals to angle ACB, right? Because they are corresponding angles of congruent triangles. Okay, so last one, for example. Okay, so BE and AD are straight lines meeting at here. Okay, so BC is 7. So we got 60. Alright, we got 50. Okay. And then, so what we will have here is number 1. Okay, so EC equals to BC. Somehow we managed to skip all the questions. Okay, EC equals to BC. Alright, for... Did they say this was parallel? Okay, so angle ABC is equals to DEF. ABC. So this one and this one are reversed. Alright, so you take this one, you rotate upside down, you will get this one. So this means this angle and this angle are the same, right? And this angle and this angle are also the same. Okay, I'm going to highlight this. So this angle here and this angle here are the same. This angle here and this angle here are also the same. But if that is the same, it means that these two lines are also parallel, because this is a Z. Alright, and these two lines are also alternative angle, so it means that these two are parallel. Okay, so transversal of AB. So BE is a transversal, that means B cuts AB. Alright. Okay, so what they're trying to do is they're going to prove that this is parallel. So EC equals to BC, right? That's true. Angles of corresponding angle. Okay. Yeah, so BC is equals to EC, which is 7. Angle CDE is angle CAB. Okay, so angle ABC is equals to angle DEC. Right, so corresponding angles. Then sum of angles in ABC, these three angles equals to 180, these three angles equals to 180. So you can find what is this angle. Then these two angles are vertically opposite angles. Okay, so equal alternate, right? So AB is parallel to DC. Okay, all this just to prove that these two are parallel. Okay, all right, just to prove that these two are parallel. Okay, so hopefully we move on to the next one. Okay, EF ABC is equals to DEF. So F is also here, right? No, this one should have no F. This one should be C. Alright, we follow on top. And there's no F, there's only C. So DEF, so this is no F, this is C. So DC equals to 9 cm. Alright, corresponding going angle. Okay, so not outright 9 cm. So EC equals to CBC, which is 9 cm. Angle DEC, okay, is equals to DEC will be ABC, angle ABC, corresponding angle, which equals to 100 degrees. Okay, so next one, BC and FE are equal because the corresponding angles are equal. Corresponding angles are equal. Okay, all right. Okay, so the last question. So they say CDAF is a straight line. Okay, so we have ABC parallel to, okay, so this straight line is A. Oh, okay, same thing as above. So let's just draw this triangle here. Okay, so let's use the same triangle shown above. Okay, so here again, I think there's a mistake here. So what they want is A, B, C, and this is D, E, C. Okay, no F. Where AB is 5 cm, CAB is 30 degrees. Okay, very sorry for the poor drawing and description. So this is 30 degrees. DCE is 30 degrees. Okay, so find DE. Okay, so DE equals to AB, which equals to 5 cm. Okay, corresponding sides. Or congruent angles. Okay, and angle FDE. So should be CDE, right? CDE. Okay, asking you for this one. So we know this is 30. This is 30, this is 30, right? DCE, okay? So this side corresponds to angle A, right? So angle CDE is equals to angle CAB. Right, because D corresponds to A, right, and E corresponds to B. Okay, so equals to 30 degrees, right, because they are corresponding angles. Okay, find a pair of parallel lines and give your reason. Okay, so I will say that well, we have to list out a lot of things. Okay, so we can say that angle A equals to angle D and angle B equals to angle E, as they are alternate angles. Okay. Following this one, we can also state that the length, but it's not given now. Okay, so since they are congruent, right, and also BC equals to CE. Okay, so BC equals to CE, AB equals to DE, and this one should be EC, right? We follow and the last one is AC equals to DC. Okay, because they are corresponding sides of congruent angles. Okay, and not to mention that they mention ACD, right, is a straight line. Okay, ACD is a straight line, so B is also a straight line. So since ACD is a transversal, meaning it's a straight line, to BCE, right, AB is parallel to DE. Okay, now don't worry about this type of question. They rarely come up, right? In fact, congruency, don't really see it much for N level. Okay, but this is a bit of proving. Right now they don't really test proving a lot. Okay, so you don't have to worry about this. Okay, but once this is done, okay, see, so we need to prove the corresponding angles and the transversal and equal alternate angles. Okay, so that we can prove that AB is parallel to DE. Okay, so once you have done this, move on to the app, complete the app sections, and then do the supplementary worksheet. Okay.